What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Emmanuel Rodriguez, and in this video I would like to talk about what I believe is one of the companies that has some real growth in the upcoming future or the upcoming years. That this company is Affirm. So Affirm, we're going to talk about the competitive advantage of Affirm, or what it's called, its moat, that a lot of like Warren Buffett says, what makes them unique. Also, we're going to talk about the competition, what type of players there is in the buy now, pay later solution. That we're going to talk about that, what Affirm is, and also some of the risk factors that could accompany this company to actually, no pun intended. So we gotta know what we're investing on. So we gotta know what are the risks of our investment to go to zero or to lose a good portion of its value. So we got to know about that. So that's the three things that we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. Now we're going to talk about Affirm. For those of you guys that don't know, Affirm, it's a buy now, pay later solution for consumers, for all of us. Whoever uses it, we can all apply it and get our items as a buy now, pay later solution. So that benefits the consumer because they're going to be able to afford different types of items that they want to buy, but they don't want to pay it in cash, or they just want to find another solution that they'll do monthly installments, which is pretty popular nowadays and a long time ago. Also, it allows merchants to acquire new customers, because companies that sell like premium items, and not even so premium items, but that they sell items now, they can acquire more customers, since those customers can actually buy their products even if it's a monthly installments. So that's pretty much what the Affirm model is. So they benefit from the consumers, and they also benefit from the merchants by giving them a solution and obviously charging a fee as a payment processor. If you guys know, payment processor are Visa, Mastercard, American Express, Discover. So these are payment processors that they charge a fee, typically like around 3% charge that they do. But instead, Affirm, it's going to benefit if the customers go through Affirm's platform. So that's how they benefit from consumers, and also they benefit from merchants. So now let's talk about the competitive advantage. So some of the competitive advantages that Affirm has is since they have been founded in 2012, they have been working with partners and building a really good relationship with them, so they can obviously for the profitability of themselves as well as the merchants. So some of the partners that I can see that I have noted here are Shopify. Peloton was a big player for them. If you guys know Peloton sells bikes, among other things like apparel and yoga mats and all this stuff. But Peloton sells a lot of bikes, and usually those bikes range from $2,000 to $2,900. So it was a big player for them, because I'm sure that a lot of the revenue that comes from Affirm and Peloton is from the bikes that people do not actually want to buy the bikes straight in cash. They rather pay monthly installments, and these monthly installments come at a 0% interest rate, which is really nice. So if you agree, for example, to buy one Peloton bike for, let's say, $2,500, and then you agree to pay it off in 12, 24 months or 43 months, that they have options. Obviously it depends on the item, but if you agree for, let's say in this case, 24 months, if you pay it in 24 months, then you will not have to pay any interest on it. So another partner that they partnered with a couple months ago in 2020 was Walmart, which was huge. Walmart's revenue, it's about the whole revenue that Walmart does is about like around $500 and something billion. I'm not so sure in the exact number, but we estimate that about $43 billion of the total sales revenue of Walmart, it's done online. So this is about 9% of their annual gross sales. So it's not a lot. Obviously, Walmart has not yet gotten into the online. They haven't dominated the online space yet. Obviously they're doing a lot of things, since I've done it myself on the groceries that you could actually order online. They do the pickup, the groceries, and then you go ahead and you pick it up there, as well as they deliver. So they're getting into the online space little by little, but since they are a big company, obviously it takes some time to make the right changes. So Walmart was a big player for them as well, since they have, obviously they're not going to profit from the whole $43 billion, but a good portion of it could actually mean that Affirm it's making some really good money on there. Also, recently Walmart actually, if you know, Walmart had a layaway program that you actually do is you would separate the item that you want, let's say for example a TV or something like that, and then you will start paying monthly payments, and then whenever you finish paying those monthly payments, then you will get the TV. Obviously in this case, Affirm is way more attractive to consumers, since they buy the item, they have the item at their house, and then they're going to be able to pay it in monthly installments. So that's pretty neat. Now Walmart just got rid of that Walmart layaway program that they had, and now they're going with Affirm, which is a big plus for Affirm. What else we got? So Amazon, huge catalyst for Affirm. Affirm went from $60 to $100 whenever this Amazon news came out, and for the right reasons. Amazon, okay, so Amazon, sorry about that. Amazon had some sales revenues of about $215 billion just in product sales. Obviously, we're not talking about the AWS services that they provide and a lot of the other things that they also provide in this case of Amazon, but just in product sales, which is all online, they sold $215 billion in product sales. This is huge for Affirm because Amazon does not have a buy now, pay later option. Yeah, you can use the Amazon Store card, which is a credit card that it gives you 6 months. And you also can use the partner with Chase and American Express, well, actually with American Express, but it's not attractive because if you think about it, when you pay with a credit card, you will need to pay the whole amount in 30 days. If not, you're gonna get thrown in collection, and nobody likes credit cards in that matter, like buying an item and actually paying it off in 30 days, like a big item like a TV or sofa or something like that. So now Affirm is going to be able to tap into those $215 billion. Obviously, it's going to keep growing for Amazon, hopefully, but they're going to be able to tap in the profits of that. So that's really amazing for Affirm because they partner with Amazon. And then the last one that I got for here, among others, they have other merchants, but I'm just mentioning the big ones. Also Target. They released Target a couple of days ago. Since I'm filming this video, they released that Target partner up with with Affirm, and they're doing this for the holiday season. Obviously, Amazon hasn't rolled out yet the program yet, but I'm sure they're gonna release it before the holiday season. So it's gonna be a crazy holiday season for Affirm, Amazon, and Target, like it usually is. But now with Affirm, it's going to get a great impact because of that. But I'm sure it's coming up before the holiday season. They partner with Target. It shows up on their on the Target. If you buy, let's say some Apple AirPods, it's gonna show up there that you could pay around $18 depending in 12 months, divided in a couple months, and that's how they're doing it in Target. They also have another competitive advantage is that they own PayBright. They own 2 companies. One of them is PayBright, which is a buy now, pay later solution, but in Canada. So they bought out that there's pretty much the same business model than them, but in Canada. So they're the leading buy now, pay later solution in Canada, which is a big plus as they're tapping into the Canada region as well, which is pretty nice. And they also own Returnly. So basically, I'm gonna give you a little bit about Returnly. Returnly, basically what it is, it facilitates the merchant and also the consumer. Like the consumer receives the wrong item, they go through the process of returning the item, and before they actually return the item, they're already getting an item from the merchant. So Returnly just facilitates and gives a better sense of customer service, obviously, for between the merchant and the consumer, which is a big plus, but it has some risk into it that I'm not going to go to because that's too much. Another competitive advantage that they have is Affirm's Debit Plus card that would allow consumers to pay in small payments monthly. Anything that they buy above $100 in the threshold is going to be $100. So basically, this is something that is coming up and should be coming by the end of this year. But this is a debit card. Obviously, people like to use credit cards because they can get points and all that, but this is a debit card that is going to allow you, if you buy something with that debit card that is above 100, you can split it up in a couple of weeks or months. I'm not so sure about that, but I'm going to give you guys a link of the actual website, but it doesn't say anything about that yet. So now let's jump into the competition right here. So this is something that you have to keep an eye on, and obviously you want to know the competition to see which one is the best way to invest, either Affirm or the other companies. But I'm sure Affirm is going to be on top of the game on this buy now pay later solution. So let's jump into the competition. So competition could be obviously credit cards, big competition there, debit cards as well, some of the payment processors that I mentioned before, such as Visa, Mastercard, Discover, American Express, and also PayPal. It's in there, Afterpay, and Klarna. So the difference between all these companies is that Affirm lets you stretch the payments for a longer period of time. If you see on PayPal, they make you pay the amount of money that you're gonna pay in less than 2 months. So you pay weekly, and that's not really attractive for the consumers. They want to pay it on monthly payment instead of like weekly payments. So that's the difference between Affirm and some of these companies here that I just mentioned. And also something to look out is that Mastercard recently announced that it's getting into the buy now pay later solutions for consumers. So we have to see what Mastercard comes up, but just keep an eye on this. So let's talk about the risk factors here. So some of the risk factors is that their revenue depends on consumer spending patterns. Obviously, if the economy shrinks and people are not spending money, people are saving money, like what happened with the Rona, obviously Affirm is going to be impacted because people are not going to be buying items, and they're not going to be spending money. So that's one of the big risks that Affirm has. So we will have to deal with it if that comes in the case. Reliance in big merchants. So they rely on some of the partners as well, Amazon, Peloton, like I mentioned, Target, Walmart, Shopify. So they rely on their sales in order to make a profit for themselves. So that's a big risk factor there to consider for Affirm. And they also, what I seen when I read the 10K is that they have a big reliance on one specific bank that has originated a large number of loans for them, which is called Cross River Bank. If you want to look into it, they have originated a lot of the loans for Affirm. So I don't think this is going to be a big risk factor because they actually work with other banks to actually be able to originate more loans for them or different types of loans so they can diversify. But as of now, that's a big reliance for me. That's one of the risks of it because they rely on this Cross River Bank a lot. And let's now jump into my opinion. So now my opinion on Affirm and if I'm considering buying it. At this price that there is around 130, 140 range. I believe it's expensive as of now. They haven't proven themselves. Obviously it looks like a really good company that's gonna take some growth. But as of now, I believe that going for in the 130 and 140 range is too expensive to buy it. Obviously, if it dips, I'm gonna be buying some of it as it goes down. Because I wanna increase my position in Affirm, but nonetheless, I believe it's going to be a really good company for the future. I feel like people are still gonna spend more money than it is. There's a lot of circulation of money now with the whole after the Rona and the checks, and there's a lot of money. You can see in the market every time it dips a little bit on any of the stocks, it goes back up. And the S&P 500 has an all-time high. So I believe there's a lot of money it's out there, and people are still buying a lot of items. So my decision is I will be buying more Affirm stock whenever it dips. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, leave it a like if you like it. Obviously, comment if you want me to actually get into more details on Affirm or any other company, and any of the videos that you guys want to see from me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.